Hi, I'm Mozart Garcia. I'm a Google certified trainer and innovator. In this tutorial, I will show you how to assign a random exam to your students using Google Forms, Google Sheets, and AppScript. We need two sheets in our spreadsheet, one for the records and one for the forms database. In the records sheet, we need three columns, one for the timestamp, one for the user who will take the exam, and one for the form that was assigned randomly to the students. In the database form sheet, we also need three columns, one for the form number, one for the URL form, and one to count how many times it has been assigned to the students. Now we are going to add a formula to count how many times an exam has been assigned. This can be done with the COUNTIF formula. We can draw the formula to other rows. If you want to get more or less exams, just need to add or delete more rows and that's it. Let's set the permissions of the app. Choose anyone with the link. Let's move to the coding part. If you have trouble with something, you can just copy and paste the source code. Go to Tools and select Script Editor. Now name the project and declare the global variables WS, sheet records, and sheet DB forms. Now we are going to create an HTML file that will contain the user interface. We will put hi right here just to make a little test. Let's create the toGet function, which is a callback function that executes whenever a user opens her web app. And now we will publish our script as a web app. Go to Publish, select Implement as a web app, select Execute as the user accessing to the app, and select Anyone. This will allow the script to track which user took an exam. Authorize to run the script in your account. As we can see, we have our web app ready. Now let's create the user interface. In the head, add the style sheet from Google Guides and add a padding to move the elements of our page to the center. Inside the body tags, we will add an H1 tag to the page which will look as a title. Now we need a form with an onSubmit event to run the function when the button Create is pressed. Inside the form, we just need to add a button. And now let's add some code. We will add in the end of the body between the tags script. We need to create a form submit handler function. This function will run when the user sends the form. we will call the lookForm function from the server side. These two functions will run when we got an answer from the server. We need to hide the content of the page and insert a link to take the user to the form. Here, we need to add an event to the link to close the window when the user clicks on this. In the server part, we will create the lookForm method. Let's create some variables. One for the URL form, one for the user who will take the exam, one for the timestamp, one to count how many form numbers we have, and one to get the form number, which is a function to generate a random number between 1 and the total numbers of forms. Let's take the sheets into two variables and let's take the data from the forms database. Now we need to take the correct URL form from the sheet and add a record to the records sheet. Finally, return the URL form to the client side. Finally, we update the version of our web app. Let's do some tests to see if everything is okay. If everything is okay, you can spread the link to your students, or you can simply insert the link in a classroom activity.